We have more conferences to cover, so let's just get started talking about Bethesda with, of course, Commissioner Evie here and the official Bethesda Umbreon. Yes, I'm sticking with that bit because that's all I got. So let's get started. Let's talk about some more Bethesda video games. The first thing that comes to mind about the Bethesda show was just how insufferable that crowd was. I don't want to like poo-poo on anybody's like fun having times, like yay, video games are all having a good time, but when it gets to the point where you're screaming for every little thing and cutting off people's like own presentation, it just gets way too fucking much. But we're not here to talk about the crowds, we're here to talk about video games. Unfortunately, the first video game we're talking about is Elder Scrolls Blades. Blades is coming to Switch and it will have cross-play and cross-save with the mobile game. Blades seems to have had a pretty negative reception since it came out, so let's see how that fares on the Nintendo Switch. The game itself isn't really changing, so this may be just their way of getting more people to play it. Next, things got a little weird with Fallout 76. We all know the story of Fallout 76. That got critically panned and just really piled on by the community in a negative fashion, which made the messaging of these new updates just feel so incredibly bizarre. They came out on stage and announced the Wastelanders update, which is free for everyone, and it adds NPCs, story quests, and more. These are just things that should have been in the game to begin with, so seeing them all excited and happy to be finally putting these things into the game was just, again, bizarre. That's just the word that fits perfectly. And if that wasn't weird enough, they then proceeded to announce a Battle Royale mode for Fallout 76. It's called Nuclear Winter. It has 52 players, not 100. Wastelanders will be available in the fall, and Nuclear Winter will be available in the summer, though you can try Nuclear Winter right now in a sneak peek. Now, next up, we have Tango Gameworks' next game, Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, normally I wouldn't be into a game that they're announcing because I'm just not into the kinds of games they make, but they specifically said that Ghostwire Tokyo is not a survival horror game, which has me now interested. The game's director Ikumi Nakamura came on stage and showed off a new trailer. There was no gameplay, but we saw what was going to be our main character just walking around Tokyo as other people around them started disappearing. And I guess it's their job to start figuring out why that's happening. There was no release date or platforms announced at the end of that trailer, but it's something I definitely want to keep my eye on. After that, we got to what I was really looking forward to, the new Wolfenstein Youngblood trailer. I really dig these Wolfenstein games, not necessarily so much for the gameplay because I can take or leave that, it's fine, but not amazing to me. What I like about those games is what the Team and Machine games does with the story, the characters, and the setting. And it looks like it's going to keep giving me what I want, but this time I gotta play with a friend in co-op, because in Youngblood, you play as BJ Blazkowicz's twins. You can still play single player as well, but I'm not sure if the other twin will then be AI controlled or just won't show up at all. We also got a release date, and that'll be on July 26th this year, really soon. Summer is usually when I try to play some older games because there's not many things coming out around this time that interest me, but this year it's the exact opposite. All of a sudden, games are coming out that I want to play, and this is just adding more onto the list. But anyway, moving on to the next game is a game by Arcane Studios, and it's called Deathloop. Yet again, this is another studio that doesn't really make games that interest me, but this is a studio that makes games I want to be interested in. Every time they announce a game, I kind of keep my eye on it, thinking maybe this is the next one I'll play. It started with Dishonored and kept going all the way to the most recent Prey game, but I didn't really like Dishonored and the other games never really stuck with me. I won't know if Deathloop will be the same because there's no gameplay in that trailer, but I like the mood and setting that trailer puts out and I want to see more. I swear one day I will find an Arcane Studios game that I want to play. After that, the show got bizarre again because Bethesda came on stage to talk about Orion, which is some middleware they're making, and they did this on the E3 stage. Not that this isn't important or interesting to some people, but it seems like an announcement you would say for a more developer-focused show. But anyway, Orion is some new technology that Bethesda is making to try to make the latency in game streaming a lot less significant. They say you can implement this in any of the games you're making, it'll be compatible with both xCloud and Stadia, and they had an onstage demo of Doom working with Orion, but that's something that doesn't really translate over the internet through a stream. It's something you want to try yourself and feel right in front of you. But them using Doom was a perfect segue to move into the last thing they showed, which was Doom Eternal. They showed off a lengthy gameplay trailer and demo, and hey, it looks like more Doom, and I mean that in the best way possible. It looks like more, better Doom. You got that action-packed rip and tear combat, that awesome intense soundtrack, and of course, demons. lots and lots of demons. That's coming out this year on November 22nd, which means November is starting to get stacked with video games, kind of like summer is suddenly stacked with video games as well. And that's pretty much it for Bethesda's conference. The main thing that I got out of that was that I just want to play Wolfenstein Youngblood. Doom looks really great too, but I don't know if I'll ever get to that. I never got to the previous Doom. That's my mistake, and I'm not sure if I'll ever get to this one either because there's just so many other games I also want to play. Anyway, Evie, any thoughts from you?
You kill the Nazis in Wolfenstein, and then you get to kill them again in Doom.
You're right, killing Nazis, pretty great. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Keep your eyes tuned right here to squeakywhale.com or youtube.com/squeakywhalevids. We got more E3 videos coming. And remember, I love video games. I love you. Sure, we'll go with that. And thanks for watching.